In this video, we're going to talk about how you find the area of a circle given the diameter, right? In case you forget what the area is, it's the amount of interior space that's enclosed by a circle or the inside of the shape. And to find the area of a circle, you have to utilize the area of a circle formula, which is area equals pi times the radius squared. And to break it down a little bit, A obviously stands for area. Pi is an irrational number, so it's a number that just goes on for an infinite amount of numbers, and we tend to approximate it by its first few digits, which is 3.14. We're going to be utilizing that for each one of our problems in this video. R stands for the radius, which is half the length of the circle, and then we square the radius, right? So let's take a look at number one to get us started here. So let's start with our formula. We have area equals pi times the radius squared. So we have pi times the radius squared. And we are using 3.14 for pi. So let's replace pi with the approximated value, 3.14. So instead of writing an equal sign, I'm going to change it to the approximately symbol since we're not using the exact value for pi. So we have 3.14 times. Now the radius is half the length of the circle, and if you look at our picture, we only have the full length of the circle, which is the diameter. And the diameter is not in our formula, so what we want to do is cut our diameter in half to get half the length of the circle. So all we have to do is take 14, which is the full length, and divide it by 2 to give us our radius value of 7 centimeters. So for R, I'm going to plug in 7, and we're going to put that to the second power. Okay, utilizing order of operations, parentheses, we don't have any, so we're moving on to exponents. So 7 to the second power, which is not 7 times 2, which is a common mistake, but really it's 7 times 7, which is going to give us 49. So we have area is approximately 3.14, that's going to stay the same for now, times 49. Okay, and if I take out my calculator here, let's multiply those together. So we have 3.14 times 49, and we're going to end up getting our area to approximately be 153 and 86 hundredths. So if I jot that down here, we have area is approximately 153 and 86 hundredths. Now, don't forget your units of measurement. We're dealing with centimeters, so we have centimeters. And again, if you're discussing area, always make sure that your units are squared. So our final answer is area is approximately 153 and 86 hundredths square centimeters. Now, I also see problems that have you leave it in terms of pi. So if you want to leave your answer in terms of pi, all you would do is not plug in a number for pi at all. You're just going to leave the pi symbol just like it is in the formula. So if I was to redo this, I would do area equals, again, we're not approximating anymore because we're not plugging in a number for pi. So we have area equals pi times, and we already did 7 to the second power is 49. So pi times 49 is the same thing as 49 pi. So area is equal to 49 pi. And that would be our final answer, leaving it in terms of pi. So you wouldn't plug in 3.14 or use pi's value at all. You would just leave it as 49 pi. So either answer is good, just depending on what question you see on a test or quiz, right? So that's it for number one, and we're moving on to number two. So same thing, let's jot down our area formula. So we have area equals pi times the radius squared. And again, we're given the diameter, so let's cut it in half. So 10 divided by 2 is going to give us a radius of 5 inches, right? We're going to plug in 5 for R. So we have area, again, change it to approximately since we're plugging in 3.14 times 5 squared. Order of operations, no parentheses, exponents next, so 5 to the second power. Same thing as 5 times 5, so area is approximately 3.14 times 25. And if I take out the calculator again, let's multiply those together. So we have 25 times 3.14, and we get an approximate value of 78 and 5/10. So let's jot that down. We have area is approximately 78 and 5/10. And the units of measurement we're dealing with is inches. And again, make sure that it's squared. So final answer, area is approximately 78 and 5/10 square inches. Again, if we're leaving it in terms of pi, let's backtrack a little bit. So we have area equals, again, we won't plug in a value for pi. So we have pi times 25, which would mean our final answer in terms of pi would just be 25 pi. Okay, again, either answer works depending on what the question is asking you, homework, quiz, test, etc. Now, before you go, I have a couple problems that I want you to try on your own. So I encourage you to pause the video here and try these problems out on a sheet of paper and see if you can find the area of the circle given these certain diameters, right? Once you think you have them, come back and play the video and see how you did. Double check all your steps in the problem. Make sure you get the correct final answer, right? And if you did it, let me know in the comments, right? So I'm assuming that you have paused the video, right? You worked out 3 and 4, and now you're ready to go over it. So let's get started, okay? Number 3, again, let's start with jotting down our area formula. So we have area equals pi times the radius squared. We're given the diameter, which is 16 inches. So if we cut it in half, that's going to be our radius, which is 8. So we're going to plug our values in. We have area is approximately 3.14 times our radius, which we know is 8, or half the length of the circle, squared. Okay, exponents first. So we have area is approximately 3.14 times 8, which is 64. Okay, take out the calculator. Let's multiply those. We have 3.14 times 64, and we get our answer to be area is approximately 296 hundredths, and our units of measurement is inches, and then make sure that it's squared. And if you got your answer in terms of pi, it should have been area equals 64 pi for number 3. So hopefully you got that for number 3, and now we got one more. Let's move the calculator out of the way. Again, let's jot down our area formula. So we have area equals pi times the radius squared. Okay, let's plug in our values. So our diameter is 15. If we divide that by 2, our radius is going to be 7 and 5/10. So we have area is approximately 3.14 times our radius, which is 7.5 squared, right? Again, exponents first. So let's whip out our calculator here where we have 7.5 times 7.5. And we end up getting 56 and 25 hundredths. So let's jot that up here. So we have area is approximately 3.14 times 56 and 25 hundredths. And now let's multiply those together. So 3.14 times 56 and 25 hundredths. And we end up getting area is approximately 176, and let's round that. We'll have 63 hundredths, and we are dealing with centimeters, and then we'll square it. So we have 176 and 63 hundredths square centimeters, and if you're leaving your answer in terms of pi, we would have area equals, and if we just rounded it to the nearest tenth, it'd be 56.3 pi. Okay, so there's 3 and 4. And hopefully after watching this video, you can find the area of a circle given the diameter with no problems at all. See you in the next video.